I've been waiting to run into your ass.
The old normal was when your kids actually went to school. You could go to work, you could go to church if you wanted, and maybe a restaurant or watch a sporting event or play sports with your friends. You traveled anywhere and whenever you damn well please, without government tracking or police. So if the new normal means abandoning the life we loved before.
See, man, a nigga like me, man, I love the game.
This life, this game, there ain't no love in it. It don't love you back.
This is your life.
Candy-coated memories of looking at the sky a lot. We used to laugh a lot, play a lot, cry a lot. My mama used to sit me down and get her Bible out. 2 days straight, teach revelations to me. Fruits of the spirit, love and patience to me. I used to wonder why she cried when she told me that nobody in this world but God could console me. The devil is lurking in the shadows, so pick your battles. Keep your eye on the sparrow and walk on the straight and narrow, cause pride and arrogance will swallow you in Pharaoh's flood. Look after your sisters, I'm here cause you in foul and blood. You never know when thick land could turn to shallow mud, and if the shit hit the fan, quicksand will lather up. Where there's no vision, the people perish. So these are the memories I keep and cherish.
By now, you should know this program is a hate machine, the new normal, a social experiment built on envy, resentment, bitterness, and the darker instincts hiding inside everyday people. It doesn't show you villains wearing masks. It exposes the ones walking beside you, smiling, pretending to be normal and innocent. If you have spiritual discernment, you will see that pretty much everything in society is corrupt. When did it happen? How did things spiral this far out of control? It's hard to say. There's no clear moment you can point to. It's like everything shifted while you weren't looking. Maybe you were asleep for too long. Or maybe it all collapsed in an instant, like the Twin Towers. Now it feels like you might be the last one left, the only one still grounded, still sane, still holding on to discipline and clarity, like one of those lone survivors you see in movies, standing in the aftermath, wondering how everyone else lost their minds. I've been in this game long enough to know how to read situations for what they really are. Over time, I developed a skill set I call catch and release. The ability to identify a problem, process the truth of it, and recognize my emotional response without letting it control me. That separation gives me clarity. It allows me to let go. Because if you look around, much of what's happening out there isn't about growth or unity. It's about sabotage. People tear others down, drain their energy, and rob them of peace just to feel in control. The Bible calls it out directly in Isaiah chapter 59, verse 7. There are those who run to evil and are swift to shed innocent blood. Their minds fixed on corruption, leaving only destruction behind them. And they are shameless and warned about it doing it. Now more than ever, it's crucial to stand firm in who you are. Know yourself, be yourself. Because when the world tries to put you in its chaos, self-awareness is your armor. I want to discuss something you may realize and encountered in this new normal that we are in. You'll notice something when people are winning or living it up. They make sure you see it. But when you're doing well, when you're in a good place, those same people are nowhere to be found. It's not by accident. They were told to stay away because your happiness exposes their act. What they had going on was never real, just a front built on perception. It's all about control. If they can make sure People only see you at your lowest. They can shape how others view you and hide the truth of who you really are. If you look better than them or simply more skilled at something, some people will go out their way to undermine you. And if that doesn't work, if your presence naturally draws attention, they'll take it even further. I've seen situations where people are actually paid not to acknowledge you, just to make you feel invisible. There were times I noticed female coworkers being reassigned or moved to other areas simply because someone thought that they might be drawn to me. It's all about control, keeping you from being seen, respected, or even noticed. When you're attractive, most of the tactics they do will be modified based upon the level of dominant presence you have. This is why many of them wear sunglasses or drive around with tinted windows dark enough to be considered illegal. Deep down, they're afraid. Remember in the scriptures that say the wicked flee when no man pursues. They can't look you in the eyes while doing something deceitful because they know it's wrong. The system helps them cope by giving them tools and tactics that make it easy to approach you or to make their actions feel justified or less personal. Some take it further. If they want you to notice someone specific, like a setup or a distraction, they'll make sure you see it. Maybe they'll roll down the window just enough for you to catch their eyes, full of hostility, or to show a child or a dog that's meant to trigger a certain emotional response. The only time people look at you from inside their car is when they try to demoralize you or win a street there. Everything you see is carefully chosen. It is not random, it's directed. You're not seeing what you should be seeing in the normal world. You're seeing what they want you to see. And the more powerful your presence, the more they'll try to minimize it. That's why you'll often find them positioning themselves vertically or horizontally just enough so you can see who they are and what they have, and angled enough with their back turned towards you so that they don't notice you. A silent tactic meant to demoralize you and deny your existence. When you ignore someone, you ignore them completely. When they try to ignore you, it comes off weird because you can see them trying not to look at you or trying not to acknowledge you. And another thing with this is, when they're trying not to, and they have their back towards you, they'll constantly be turning their face side to side, like they're looking at you from the side. It's very strange. Like, it's like a lizard. Like a lizard can look at you from the side view. Like, it's real reptilian, like how they move. You may or may not know this, but a lot of these gang stalkers are low-level Masons trying to move up a degree. If you ever heard of the term hazing, hazing is a humiliation ritual where individuals do shameful or self-demoralizing acts in order to join a fraternal club. Everything that gang stalkers do is a humiliation ritual because the people controlling them are laughing at them, not you. Because to be in a position where you can tell someone to do anything, and I mean anything you want, I can guarantee it's amusing. Like when a king used to have a personal jester just to amuse and entertain them.
And sire. Pendergast. Oh, it's funny because it's true. I dreamed of this moment for so long, but I'm more worried than validated. I ain't talking to you. I'm talking to the head.
You might not realize it, but someone out there has essentially stolen your identity. Not just your name or information, but your entire way of living. It's like they're mirroring you in real time. You buy a new pair of sneakers, suddenly they have a new pair of sneakers, even the same pair. You land a new job, they show up with one too. You start cooking a specific meal, they're cooking the same thing. Over time, you start to realize the pattern. You begin to notice who's imitating you and how closely they are trying to replicate your life. The unsettling part is they're doing it without you even being around. Somewhere out there, someone is copying every move you make, and that realization hit harder than you think. And going back to them being a low-level Mason trying to gain a degree or letter, there are people out there willing to do anything to move up in their circles, to gain power, approval, or recognition. Their status depends on what they're willing to do and how far they're willing to go. Meanwhile, you find yourself working twice as hard for everything because you refuse to compromise your integrity. That's the reality now. When you see someone suddenly rise or gain something big, you can't help but question what's really going on behind the scenes. You got other men sucking other men off, mothers selling their daughters, letting their uncles touch on them when they're not around. They be driving each other cars. They got keys to each other houses. That's why you be seeing many different cars parked on the block every day. They're all connected. If you pay attention to their eyes, they never look at you directly, but with each other, they watch who's coming, who's going, who's talking to who's leaving with who. They got this covert social system in society. There's a network, a subtle, connected, and hard to see at first. You know, they move in silence, always watching who's coming, who's leaving, who's talking to who. But once you start to pay attention, once you really see, you understand there's a whole game being played beneath the surface. The game works like this. It flips everything upside down. What's real gets dismissed and what's fake gets celebrated. The cool becomes uncool and the uncool gets sold as the new standard. Without the hidden deals and secret alliances, most of them couldn't stand living with who they are deep down. They don't love themselves. They don't even know themselves. You can tell when someone lost like that, they're side with the very system that's working against them, trading their integrity, even their soul, just to survive on the lowest level, like the person they are persecuting. So you sold your soul to them, but you can't even sit at the table with them? For what is a man profit if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul?
I sold my soul to the devil. I know it's a crappy deal. At least it came with a few toys like a Happy Meal.